I've actually got so many notes on it this week. I've got 2 sections: immigration and illegal immigration, or as they now call it,
irregular.
Yeah, regular immigration or irregular immigration, because it's no longer a crime, by the way. Matt Goodwin, who I think you know, he recently published something saying that apparently the latest thing is that actually this is illegal immigration. The migrants that are housed in hostels at the moment, or hotels, actually not hostels, because as we know, they're actually housed in very nice hotels most of the time. Because of accommodation issues, they've got to be housed in these hotels for another 3 years, which is going to cost us £4.7 billion.
Another 3 years that they've predicted doesn't mean the problem will be gone in 3 years' time.
Oh yeah.
Because we've got a housing crisis because of mass immigration. We're not building houses fast enough, and we haven't for 50 years.
Yeah.
And we're going to build more houses for these people. The government won't build these people houses because the government foolishly think they're going to solve this problem. So why build more houses? We're going to solve this. We're going to smash the gangs, by the way. And it's like, yeah, really.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, exactly. So they don't know what to do with it, but they also don't want to be looking like they're rewarding these people more than they're already doing. No government's got an answer for this. Tories didn't have the answer for 14 years. Labour's not got the answer. The answer is deportations, giving people nothing when they get here, locking them up, arresting them when they get here because they broke into the country. That's the only way. I talk about it in the book.
But this is what's getting me furious. The cost.
Yeah.
I think more than anything now.
4 billion.
Yeah.
1.5 billion to keep our pensioners warm every year.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So 3 years' money every year we're spending on housing people who shouldn't be in the country.
Yeah. And you're right. This has been thrown into sharp relief by that 1.5 billion that we've taken off our
We've now got
pensions.
something to compare everything with all the time.
Yeah, it's useful. It's actually very useful.
Because the word billion doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Yeah. But if you're saying the money you're now going to spend on housing illegal immigrants is equivalent to 3 years heating the houses of little old ladies, that's very, very easy to understand.
It is. And it also shows where their priorities are.
Yeah. The fact that, and this is now why I'm starting to get really angry, because I'm seeing this prolific, profligate spending of this government. And you know my view is that Labour's same as Tories. They're the same bastards as far as I'm concerned. They're happy to announce they're going to be spending nearly £5 billion over the next 3 years housing illegal immigrants that they've allowed to get into this country, Nick. Yeah.
And if that's their prediction, it'll be a lot more than that.
Yeah. So it's kind of, we've allowed, because Labour supported the
refugees welcome.
Refugees welcome. They allowed this to happen, and they're now happy to say, and this is the sheer brass neck of it, isn't it? We're now happy to say, by the way, this is going to cost us £5 billion to look after this lot that we've let in for the next 3 years, which is coincidentally 3 times, 3 years of heating for little old ladies. And lots of little old ladies will die who would have made it through the 3 years if they'd had heating in the first year. And the fact they're just happy to talk about these things, and they will, worse than that, Nick, have budgeted this into their costs over the next 3 years, weren't they? Yeah?
Yeah.
So...
we're going to spend today? Well, we're going to spend this much on people who shouldn't be in the country in the first place. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. So with something like, I've written this down somewhere, but with something now like 22 trillion in debt in this country as a result of overspending. So what we talked about in previous episodes, where there's 40 grand per household in the UK that's generated every year, ostensibly to spend on us, is being pissed away, and worse than that, we've overspent from that by 20. So that 40 grand that should be going to everybody in your house, in my house, that's been spent on God knows what. We've spent more than that. We've probably spent 50 grand, and now we're 22 trillion in debt. We have the worst GDP, gross domestic product, per capita since the 1970s now.
Yeah.
And the
70s was a basket case decade.
It's a basket case. The population is now growing faster than the economy. And just another reminder for our gentle viewers a low-wage migrant will cost us, by the age of 80, if they stay here, £438,000 of our cash.
Yeah, nearly $500,000
Yeah.
per immigrant by the time they reach 80.
Yeah. And that's now...
That's not including their spouses and their children and their dependents
Yeah.
and the people they bring in after they get here.
And of course, we now know it's a myth that we're bringing in all these high-skilled migrants, because even the ones that are coming in legally, the majority are low.
0.8 of legal migrants are engineers, and 0.6 are doctors.
Yeah. And last year, the net migration was 700,000 people.
Yeah.
The OBR also talk about something called the dilution of capital stock. Do you know what that is,
No.
Nick? So the dilution of capital stock is basically the overuse or the lack or the decay of things like hospitals, libraries, schools, education. So what they're saying when they're using this terminology, dilution of capital stock, what they're saying is the volume of migrants we're getting in here now is diluting our capital stock. It's not as effective as it can't be. It's not. It's overused. The NHS is overused. Schools are overused. Social housing is overused. Basically, the effectiveness of that capital. It's like having. I'll use a business. It's like having a machine in your factory. The demand on the machine is so high, the capital value of it is diluted.
You're wearing it out.
You're wearing it out, basically. And that's what's happening. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're wearing out.
So a machine that should last 10 years, if you now use it twice as much, it's going to last 5 years.
So there's not just all this cost of these migrants. They're actually wearing out our national assets as well by the sheer volume of them.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.